playing at a theater near you.
The CMN Champions Weekend, Saturday at 10:35 on ABC7. Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher is brought to you locally in part by Pepper's Bedroom City. Dial.
Tonight on Politically Incorrect, from Saturday Night Live, Norm Macdonald. From Kid and Play, Kid. Arianna Huffington and novelist Paul Theroux. And now, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher.
Thank you very much, folks. You're awfully kind. Oh, you're awfully kind. If only the president had this kind of kindness directed toward him. I feel bad. Well, President Clinton, you know, he's over in Europe trying to make diplomacy. He's with the British Prime Minister. They're at a big superpower summit. And the poor guy, you know, what kind of president has to put up with this kind of stuff where he meets the new British Prime Minister and the guy says to him, it's so nice to meet you. I've heard so much about your penis. I mean, what? What is going on in the world? Well, the Clintons apparently really get along with Tony Blair, the British Prime Minister, and his wife, because they actually extended their trip. They were supposed to come home, and they went out to an exclusive restaurant last night with the Blairs, and they say they're very much like each other, and apparently Clinton and Blair are like each other, because they had a typical friendly argument at the end of the meal about who would pick up the waitress. There is some trouble in the country of Sierra Leone. Do you know about this country? I thought it was the guy who knocked up Madonna, but apparently Sierra Leone is, no, it's in West Africa, and they had a coup there, and a lot of Americans are there, and today they started evacuating Americans, and our military went in, our pilots went in. They are rescuing women and children first, and then they are returning to have sex with the remaining husbands. That's the way our military. Oh, stop it. Now, if you're following the big Oklahoma bombing trial, it went to the jury yesterday. They are deliberating. People are on pins and needles. Tim McVeigh, I don't think he helped his own case, because today he was heard to say to his lawyers, can we hurry this up? My bomb is double parked. I know. Feel bad for Tim. I do too. It's one mistake and people turn on you. Well, here's good news. We can end on you know, they measure the consumer confidence level in this country. I don't know how they do it, but they have ways. It is at the highest level in 28 years. Apparently, consumers have a lot of confidence to the point where economists are actually worried about this now because they. A loose thread, perhaps? Something tickling you there? No. Hear me out. Not that it's going to get much funnier than that, but the consumer confidence level is too high. That's what the economists are saying. You're right. They're always pessimistic. That is funny. But they are worried that people are so confident that they're going to put off buying stereos and expensive sports cars because they think they can get laid on charm alone. Anyway, thanks for coming. You were right. It's all been satirized for your protection. First, he is a multi-talented actor, singer, songwriter, and he no longer cuts his own hair. Our buddy Kid. Hey, thank you for doing this. Appreciate you stepping in. He's the highly acclaimed author of The Mosquito Coast, Half Moon Street, and St. Jack. His newest is Kowloon Tong, Paul Theroux. There it is. Maestro, thank you very much. She will be appearing with Al Franken June 9th at the Toyota Comedy Festival. Wonder where they got that idea. In New York, our favorite Republican Party girl, Arianna Huffington. Hey, I get a royalty. Thank you, baby. And he's the anchor of Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update, Norm Macdonald. Ah, Norm, the kids love you. Norm, the kids love you. Okay. All right. I wanted to talk tonight about President Clinton's Education 2000 program and how it would affect our allies. No, I don't. I want to talk about Paula Jones, and so do you. And we talked about this Tuesday, but some things have happened, and I don't know. I think that he probably did something wrong, I'll be honest with you, but we're at this point now where we're talking about distinguishing marks on the president's genitals. She's talking about bringing forth women, 10 or more women, who are going to testify to what something happened with them, too. I believe we are at the point where the presidency is becoming a laughingstock. And at some point, don't we have to say to this woman, look, you probably were wronged. Take one for the team. We got to start thinking about the country. I'm just asking.
You mentioned you said that she had a distinguishing mark. She said she said that there was a distinguishing mark on the genital. How many genitals has she seen? The question is, maybe she hasn't seen that many. Maybe what she thinks is a distinguishing mark is like mine or Norm's. So
yeah.
The idea that
everybody could have it, like, it could just be one of them giant hairy warts.
It's just. It's actually.
My problem is that I don't believe her.
Maybe they should ask Hillary whether she would recognize me.
Hillary,
she might not know, but she might not recognize. She might not recognize.
She might not remember.
She might not. Has she seen it? Anyway, maybe she hasn't seen the presidential penis. Possible. It's possible. I'm just throwing that out.
And he's the author guy.
Right?
I expect that from you two.
He's out the
My
box.
problem is that I don't believe her. I just somehow her story doesn't ring true, because in it the president is decisive. He knows what he wants. He takes action immediately. That's not the Clinton we know.
Did you say the president is decisive?
He's decisive.
Well, in this instance, she's saying in the hotel room.
Instance. Normally, the president, that we know, the president that we know, would basically have compromised and settled for a hand job.
Oh my God!
I don't think so.
Hey, could you two calm down? We have comedians here.
I know, right? You know what? I think you brought up an important point, though. At this point, in terms of taking one for the team, I think you have to distinguish. This is not a criminal proceeding. It's like a civil proceeding. I mean, so what's in question is money. And I think in terms of that, I think, let the president do what the president is supposed to do. I mean, the president is like everyone else, but the president isn't like everyone else. The president's not the postman. He's not the garbage man. He's the president.
Yep.
He's got that button. Can we let him concentrate on it? Okay? We'll deal with him later. He ain't gonna have any money anyway, so.
But one of the questions is whether it's part of the presidential duties. But everyone thought it is part of the presidential duties, isn't it, to drop your pants? I mean, he's certainly in a long tradition of presidents. You talk about getting a hand job, but I mean,
his approval rating.
I don't know how many.
How many times have people said that to you?
And we haven't been believed, okay? But his approval ratings keep going up, which is further proof that American women love a bad boy. The naughtier Clinton is, the more women love him.
Well, I think sexual harassment is a very it's a thing where you have to look at both sides. Like to Paula Jones, it's a case of he was governor of Arkansas and he used his position to harass her, and then now he's the president, he's using his position to cover it up. And from Clinton's point of view, Paula Jones is probably just playing really, really hard to get.
All right, we ran out of time, as usual. We'll be back in a minute.
Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher, brought to you by Kellogg's.
Introducing the best thing to happen to breakfast in a generation. New Kellogg's Honey Crunch Corn Flakes.
Sweet life is falling, falling. of something bold. It's a kick, it's a crunch, taste of honey, and a heart of gold.
Sweet honey and nuts baked to an incredible crunch. And under it all, the simple goodness of Kellogg's Corn Flakes, the heart of gold.
Something new that never grows old.
New Kellogg's Honey Crunch Corn Flakes.
Taste of honey and a heart of gold.
Did you know mosquitoes are